I might be a little late, as everybody has already made their videos for the Brackeys 2025.1 Game Jam, but it's only been what? A month? 2? Whoa, hold on. Wait, 2 months? Anyways, here's how me and my friend made Clean Sweep, an office cleaning game. How exciting. Just kidding, well, not really. We did make an office cleaning game, but it's a movement-based office cleaning game. Hear me out. I woke up very early to catch the jam reveal, as the reveal happened at 6 a.m. It is currently 5 in the morning, everybody is asleep, but me and my partner are waiting till the jam starts. I waited around till 6 when the theme was revealed. The theme ended up being Nothing Can Go Wrong, but for us, this was bad, as this was one of the only themes that me and my friend didn't plan for. As my friend was not responding, since it later turned out that he slept past his alarm, I decided to do some research into potential game ideas. At first, I had the idea to mess around with Murphy's Law, which states that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. This law is used as a precaution and a planning guide. After jotting it down as an idea to discuss, I moved on to ChatGPT to help me brainstorm with more ideas. After a bit of back and forth, I turned this idea about Murphy's Law into a game idea where you have to guard a button and not let anyone or anything press the button. The game would send crowds of people, falling lights, and maybe even try to convince you to press it. I feel like this could turn out to be a pretty good game, especially one with several endings. After getting some ideas down, I decided to start working on some universal scripts. Since this was most likely to be a 3D game, I decided to make a 3D physics-based movement script. Spoiler, this was a waste of 2 hours. I would show more recordings, but if you want hours of coding compiled into minute-long clips, go find a different nerd. Oh, there goes audience retention. By the time my friend joined the call, I had a simple test map, as well as some mechanics such as crouching. I also messed around with some interesting rendering techniques, such as lower resolution, but this was just to take up time. After my friend joined, we discussed my ideas, and we decided to shift our ideas from nothing can go wrong in a sarcastic sense to more of a you have to get a perfect run or else you're screwed view to it. After some back and forth, we decided on an office-themed movement game where you have to clean the office before the manager arrives, and nothing can go wrong with your run or you're fired. Since we decided on a movement-based game, I decided to start working on the movement part of it and refining my previous movement code to be more speed-based. I am in no way good at movement code, so after a few attempts of trying to make my movement code work, I gave up. Fantastic waste of more time. Cool. Anyways, I decided to steal code from Danny Tutorials, where I took his code from his game Carlson. Oh, you don't know what Carlson is?
By the way, it's like currently the 20th most wishless game on Steam, so smash wishes now, gamers!
Hippity hoppity, your code is now my property.
While I was tweaking the movement and adding some mechanics, such as my very own wall jumping script, which I'm quite proud of, despite of how simple it is, my friend made the map layout and built it in Unity. Map. We then decided on an art style so that all the assets are similar, and started to furnish a couple rooms as showcases and tests. And by a couple rooms, I mean one greatly unfinished one. At this point, it was nearing 9-ish, so I decided to make the game playable by adding tasks, and called it a day. By the end of day 1, we had a simple layout of the map, a few semi-furnished rooms, a really bad movement system, as well as a system to do tasks. And racism, apparently. Well, we're gonna leave that for the players to figure out. So, day 2. And we probably should do a lot of progress today because realistically this is one of the last days we have to work on it because of, school and sports and stuff like that. So we need to do a lot of progress, and we still haven't even have a game loop yet. So that's probably what I'm going to start working on. And so I did get started on the game loop. I first added a timer and a bar that fills up over time. If the bar fills up, you die. No, I'm joking, it doesn't do anything yet. After adding that functionality, it now says you lost. We're already at 6 warnings in the log. Awesome. I then proceeded to make it look if there's any tasks left, and if not, then it gives you a win message. After adding a sweeping task, where you get rid of the remains of the last janitor off the walls. Don't ask too many questions. I spread around a lot of trash and stains. It was beginning to become night, so I quickly put together a lose screen and called it a day 2. Today, we got more of the map done, as well as a simple game loop. However, tomorrow is Monday, so school will take away a lot of time to work on this game. With the little time that I had, I added a new task, as well as messing with the graphics and messing with the title screen. By the end of day 3, this is the title screen that we ended up with. I don't really remember what I did, but from the looks of it, I added the ability to throw items, as well as making minor tweaks to the main menu and adding a tutorial. Luckily, it decided to snow, so I had all day to work on the game. I noticed that the map was really barren, and I decided to work on it. By the recordings, that day I made the cafeteria, the office cubicles, and a new task, which was a delivery task. Here's a Trello list of all the things that we need to do, and honestly, I thought we weren't going to make it in time. One really big bug that we were encountering is that when we tried to build, the build quality was atrocious. I'm not sure if it had anything to do with me messing with the graphics at the beginning, but those graphics were like what wet sand tastes like. After sending this to every coder and subreddit and Unity community and Unity Discord and support that I knew of, I realized that the problem could be solved by switching it to full screen windowed. Well, now we have a full screen windowed game and a lot of angry nerds telling me that I didn't provide enough information. Okay, they might have been right. Next, I worked on the music. My friend and I decided on some music that we both like, and so after a little bit more looking, I decided to use the one that we agreed on. It was called Parties Cancelled by Rocco. I'm not exactly sure to pronounce it. And honestly, after this banger of a song was implemented, as I told someone in an itch comment, productivity went down. I tweaked it a tiny bit, such as adding fade in and fade out, and then I imported it into the game and into the audio system. For the last day, day 7, I added a ton of tiny things, such as a best score display and a pause menu. Oh my god, that is a lot of error messages, oh god. Oh, that's also not even remotely close to my score. The rest of the day went on very productively. In the end, I also added a vinyl to add a visual cue to show the music, coloring everything based on a color scheme, bug fixing, UI stretching to different screens made consistent mostly, upgrading tutorial, intro cutscene animation fixing, balancing, sound effects, a new system to hold and mix these sound effects, reworking UI for these sound effects, and more balancing. Oh god. Wait, how is that only 2 items of the... Okay, well there's 6 hours until submission. Yeah, it's 12 a.m. right now. Yeah, the game's due at 6. Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, but I need to lock in. Yeah, we don't even have a title yet and we need to balance, so I probably won't make a trailer. Who am I kidding? Spent 5 hours on the absolute worst trailer ever seen. The man. Then title and build, since I need to submit it now or I'm past the time allotted. Oh, the button doesn't work in WebGL. Great. Instead of making it work, make a hacky solution and recast all the buttons. Screw it, I don't have time. And then I'm done. I have 30 whole minutes to submit. Haha, very funny, you forgot to bake the lights. I'm gonna go mental. Bake the lights, and then we're done. I submit it with about 20 minutes remaining. Now, there are 2 days of only bug fixing, and then 2 weeks of voting. I'm sure in those 2 days every bug will be reported, or at least the game-breaking ones, such as low FPS, which on a completely unrelated note I will be ranting about. Who in their right mind made every single snack, every single rack, and every single button on the vending machine their own model and game object? Like that's not necessary. Now, replacing the glass of the vending machine with a PNG of the insides didn't completely help, as nothing else was optimized, but like, come on. I tried adding occlusion, which is when objects you don't see don't get rendered, but it didn't work with all the outlines and stuff, so I just changed the vending machines and some other models and colliders, and that was it. Anyways, that was about the only complaint we received. But neither me or my buddy decided to test the tutorial after the new sound system, so it was just broken. You couldn't jump, as I forgot to set the instance of the sound, whatever that means, so the first barricade was literally impossible. And do you know when we discovered this bug? On the 3rd day after submission. And do you know what the first 2 days after submission were for? Bug fixing. We had people complaining about not knowing systems and mechanics, and you know why? Because nobody played the tutorial. After making a working version and giving it to people who actually wanted to experience the whole game, that was it. We sat back and waited, as well as playing other people's games, some of which were really fun and addicting. I noticed that the ones with a small amount of ratings, you either hit a gold mine or you dig into an underground drug ring. There is no in between. In the end, after the 2-week period, we received 29 votes, which honestly isn't too bad, and I believe it put us somewhere around the 401st mark based purely on the amount of ratings. Overall though, we received 805th, and here are the rest of the statistics. I really appreciate you for watching, and if you have your own game that you made for the Brackeys 2025.1 Game Jam, feel free to drop it down below and subscribe. Our game will be linked down in the description. Thank you for watching, and bye.